and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be all about color correcting and my opinion on if it's worth it or not worth it. I have two color correcting little palettes here. One that you can get from like your professional sites and one that you can get from basically like Priceline. So I'm not going to most likely use the Models Prefer one, which you can get anywhere. Whereas this professional one, I'm not sure where you can actually get it from because I got it when I was doing my degree. And really, you only need these four. You only really need these four colors to color correct anything, and it's got what they need, what they color correct on the back. It's so good. So let's get started. Okay, to start off, I'm going to prime my face with the MAC Prep and Prime Skin Base Visage. Okay, so I am going to be using the Models Prefer one. So I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I don't color correct. I just don't see the use for it. There's no use for it if you use a heavy enough foundation, then you're not gonna see it if you have like redness or stuff. But if you've got like massive redness, like really bright redness, then maybe getting just the green concealer is good, or even just a color correcting primer. There's a lot more out in the market these days for color correcting than just your like color correcting concealers. Okay, so I'm going to use this. We've got this peachy color here, which color corrects dark spots and corrects discoloration. Then you've got the green one here, which color corrects red and blemishes. The yellow one here counteracts purple blue tones, so those like under the eyes. And it also corrects uneven skin tones. And then the purple here eliminates yellow undertones and corrects dull complexions. I see use in the green. I see use in the peach if you've got like sunspots or like moles or stuff. I see use in the yellow for underneath the eyes. The purple, I don't really see any use for it. Never really have, so yeah, and that's why, if you can see, that's why you can see that the purple is sort of, it hasn't been used. So let's get started. I'm going to do the redness first, so that's like all over my face, mostly on my nose, and then I'll zoom you guys in for the other close-up sort of parts. So I'm just going to grab like a concealer brush, and we're just putting that all over. And so you put primer on first, so that way you can put the color correcting over the primer, and that way you don't put the primer over the color correcting because it just doesn't look good. I'm quite flush, like red, because these lights that I have make my room very dark. And really, a light coverage is all you really need. Okay, so now I'm going to use the peach shade. I'm going to use just the same brush. I'm just going to wipe it off. And I'm just going to zoom you guys in a little bit more. So you see this dark spot here? We're just gonna put that over that, and as you can see, it's basically gone. Okay, and now I'm gonna go back in with the green and just go up here because I found a little red spot. Now I'm gonna go in with the yellow shade, and I'm just gonna put that underneath my eye. And I just have this red spot here, so going over with green. And there's a bit of brown there too. So you can mix all of your different colours together. Like we've got the green colour correcting, the peach there, and then you've got the yellow up here. Okay, so that's the colour correcting done. So I'm just going to apply foundation over the top and concealer. And I'm going to do my base. I'm going to kind of just do that off camera. I might just show you guys a little bit of it, and then yeah, and then we can come back and I'll tell you guys if I think colour correcting is really worth it. Okay, I zoomed you guys in quite a lot. So if you can see, this side of my face I've done 2 applications of foundation over the top like I normally do without colour correcting, whereas this side I've done only 1. You might not be able to see, but I can see in my mirror that this side I can still see the redness coming through, whereas this side I can't. Now, I don't know if that is my poor application of colour correcting, but I have been colour correcting for years with my professional makeup thing, because you have to do it with that, and I passed that. So I don't think I have a poor application of colour correcting, but it might just be the fact that foundation these days does just as good as a job as colour correcting would. So I'm gonna match my face up and we'll continue talking about this. I'll show you guys the concealer. So this is my concealer with 2 layers of concealer over it. Usually I will do probably 4. One with a peach, one with and then 2 different concealers on top of that. So usually I use all 3 of these concealers. I use Light Boost from MAC, Radiant Rose from MAC, and then this, like a random one. This is like on a daily basis. I use these 3. Sometimes if I use a different concealer as like my main concealer, I won't use the other 2. But usually I do 2 layers of this, 1 of this, and 1 of this. At the moment I've just got 1 of this on and 1 of this one. So I haven't used this one, and I probably won't, because usually the Radiant Rose is the first one I apply, and then I apply the other 2 on top to correct the Radiant Rose goes on first to correct the dark circles, and then the other 2 go on top of that to correct the peach tone. So at the moment this needs to be a little bit more thicker, so I'm just going to use another one of these, like another layer. And there we go, that's a lot better. So to me, colour correcting with a yellow doesn't really work because I need to colour correct with the peach. Now I'm just going to set everything in place and then we can talk about it. Okay, we're applying a 3rd layer of concealer. Or 3rd layer of this one concealer, so that makes it 4 layers. Okay, and there we go. I've set everything down and I've put foundation and concealer on. So, let's get into the talking about, is it worth it or not? So, I'll zoom you guys in. As you guys know from seeing just before, I used the green colour correcting primer, concealer, to colour correct this area and up here and down here, and then I used the peach to colour correct this, this and this, and then I used the yellow to colour correct underneath my eyes, and then I applied foundation. So usually I will apply 1 layer of foundation over my whole face and then just go in again in my cheeks, nose, and probably my chin area. Sometimes it's my chin area, not always. And then usually with my concealer I will apply 4 layers of concealer. Different sort of types of concealer. This is on like a daily basis using my concealers that I'm trying to pan. As you guys probably can know from watching this video, I did all of that again plus color correcting. So color correcting is actually, it's meant to be able to, you're meant to be able to use less foundation and concealer when you use color correcting. So me, I used the exact same amount, maybe even more, to do this because it just didn't work. So now to talk to you guys about how do I think color correcting is worth it. So my straight up answer is no. Let me tell you guys why. But if color correcting works for you, then that's great. I would love color correcting to work for me, but it just doesn't, and I'm too lazy to do it on an everyday basis, so I just don't, because one, it takes forever, and two, it's just not worth it. As you guys know, I use the red around I have redness around my cheeks, nose, chin, and a little bit up here, so I used the green in those places. As you guys know, I have moles. I got 3 separate moles on my face. I used the peach to color correct those, and you can still see them through the foundation, so that didn't work. And then I used the yellow underneath my eyes. To me personally, yellow doesn't work underneath the eyes. It has to be a peach, because even though on this it says that to counteract purple/blue undertones, underneath your eyes is like a bluey purpley undertone, but the yellow doesn't work under there. It just doesn't. Like, this is shit. Shit. Anyway, on a daily basis for my foundation, I will apply a single layer all over my face, plus touching up on my cheeks and my nose and my chin. So that's what I do for my foundation on a daily basis. And then underneath my eyes, I usually just apply, using my 3 different concealers that I'm trying to pan. I use each of them plus a second layer of the concealer. As you guys will probably know by watching this, I did that exact thing plus color correcting on top of it. So it just wasn't worth it. It's just not worth it. My opinion is color correcting, so not worth it. Not worth the time, not worth the extra money it is to buy these things. Yes, maybe a color correcting primer, that would work. But color correcting, it just doesn't work. And it's just not worth it. So yeah, that's my opinion. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up, and please subscribe to my channel because it means so much to me when you guys do, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks guys. Bye.